What if an ancient woman suddenly needed to use the bathroom? But there was nowhere private to go. No locked door. No private room. No bathroom waiting behind the next door. Just crowded streets, other people, and a problem she couldn't simply ignore. Because thousands of years ago, something as ordinary as using the bathroom could become surprisingly complicated. So where did she actually go? In some ancient cities, public latrines existed. But don't imagine a modern bathroom with separate stalls and doors. Some had long stone benches with several openings placed side by side. People could sit close together, sometimes close enough to talk. But what if a woman wanted privacy? There might not be any. She couldn't simply close a door and be alone. And that creates an uncomfortable question. Did ancient women just accept being watched? Not necessarily. Privacy could depend on where she lived, the design of her home, and the situation she was in. A house might have a courtyard, a secluded corner, or an area away from the busiest part of the street. But what if she wasn't at home? What happened when she suddenly needed to go while traveling? There were no highway rest stops, no public bathroom signs, no clean restroom waiting at the next station. A journey could last for hours, sometimes much longer. Eventually, waiting wasn't going to be an option, so she would have to look for somewhere hidden. Behind a wall, in a secluded area, away from the road. And then another problem appeared. Who could see her? For a woman traveling with family, servants, or other people, finding a private moment could mean waiting until everyone moved away. And ancient clothing could make the situation even more awkward. Long garments had to be moved carefully without exposing the body. Now imagine trying to do that while knowing someone could suddenly walk around the corner. But what if there was literally nowhere to hide? That was the real problem. Ancient cities could be crowded, dirty, and full of human and animal waste. Alleys weren't necessarily clean. Open areas weren't necessarily private. And a secluded place could still be unpleasant. So finding a place wasn't always about comfort. Sometimes it was simply about finding somewhere nobody was looking. But here's something even stranger. What happened at night? Darkness might provide some privacy, but it also brought other dangers. A woman couldn't assume that an empty street was safe just because it was dark. So something as simple as answering nature's call could involve timing, location, clothing, and safety. And unlike today, ancient people didn't always expect a bathroom to be a private room. A latrine could be communal. A courtyard could serve multiple purposes. And outside the home, privacy might depend on nothing more than a wall or a few moments when nobody was nearby. Can you imagine needing something as basic as a bathroom and having to plan around other people just to get a moment alone? That's what makes ancient bathroom life so different from ours. Today, we close a door, we turn a lock, and nobody thinks twice about it. For an ancient woman, that tiny moment of privacy might not have been guaranteed at all. Sometimes the hardest part wasn't finding a bathroom. It was finding somewhere private enough to use one.